What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news, some revealing news concerning Alexander Usyk, Daniel Dubois, and Anthony Joshua. Get this. Like I promised you guys, this controversy is very, very thick. It's going each and every which way. And like I promised you guys, I promised you that, hey, if I see any pattern of someone doing something wrongdoing, because I always give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, hey, well, the referee called it. That was his discretion. Okay, as you guys just heard me counterpunch True Jordy's take on this whole situation. He believes it was an illegal shot. Now, I told you if there's no way of knowing if this referee deliberately did that, okay? Because we don't know if we can't read his mind. What can we go on? Like I told you, previous or future situations that were similar from that same ref. Did that ref, in fact, show favoritism for someone that hits below the belt or Beltline, which that's where it was, Beltline. So I was researching and I looked on good old BoxRec, okay? And I looked at the Alexander Usyk, Daniel Dubois fight. We, of course, have Louis Pabon, which is the guy in discussion that we are talking about. But the last Joshua Usyk fight in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, was also by who? Louis Pabon. Okay, so you guys see the connection here. And in that fight, Joshua threw a right hand to the body, uppercut, landed the same place, and the referee did the same shit. The only difference was he didn't rule it. It wasn't a knockdown because Alexander Usyk didn't respond the way he responded to that punch. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that, well, obviously there's favoritism to low blows when it comes to that referee. It has to be at this point. And Daniel Dubois hit him either in a better area on the belt, which is by all the good stuff, you know, the bladder and the prostate, as I discussed before, and Dubois hits harder than Anthony Joshua. But same punch coming from a big, bulky, heavier, taller, bigger heavyweight from the UK, right? But this time he goes down, crawls up in a corner, and stays there. And the referee allowed that time. You can't make this shit up, people. That's too convenient to me. See, at this point now, this same ref did the same thing. That's almost if we got Jack Reese and Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 1. Then we got his ass again in the third fight. And it happened the same way. He gave him too much time. That would then be people. Do you understand? People would lose their minds based on all the accusations and the excuses and all the shit that was with Wilder. And they brought Jack Reese back because they were the ones that claimed that Jack Reese gave him time or shortened the count or he should have been counted out and all that good stuff, right? It was the ref's call. Well, that wasn't the case. But this is the case because you have the same ref getting hit to the same guy, and he's reacting the same way. The only difference was Usyk didn't fall down to his knees and say, pretty, pretty, please. Bars, okay? But he was hit in the same area, as you guys can see. Joshua hit this man with a right uppercut to the body, and he turned with it and walked it off. But that guy, look, that man right there, dun, 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 him, same referee. Now, what does this mean? You could say, oh, well, Kurt, well, he's thinking the same way because he has the same rules based on the same ref. You could say that. But if you were a doubting man, you would have to see that this does not look good at all. This don't look good. This just looks like, okay, well, you got the same ref doing the same shit. Does it help the argument? Well, yeah, if your team Dubois, it does. Because you know what I mean? Because now you're looking at, well, hey, he did the same thing with Joshua. The only difference is my fighter punches harder than Joshua. You know that was what Frank Warren will say or can say in this situation. Because at this point, you got a referee that's shown favoritism towards a fighter. That's not a good thing at all. That's bad. That's real bad. Okay? Because at this point, if he's going to fight someone like Tyson Fury, you damn sure better know that Frank Warren will not allow Louis Pabon to be the referee again. Okay? Because then another thing, you know, if the trunks are higher, and those trunks were higher in the Anthony Joshua fight, I feel. That's what I see. Based on what I see, that's what I observed there. His trunks looked higher to me. Okay? The Steve Urkel, as they say, right? The Screech Powers, right? Okay, so, yeah, and this referee did not recall. Maybe he keeps fucking up again. But it's just too convenient for the same ref to do the same thing and allow the same stuff. Okay, because especially when that punch is legal. Because that means a lot. Because if it's legal, that means based on what we seen 2 or 3 days ago versus based on what could have happened in the Saudi Arabia fight. Well, no, you hurt Usyk to the body and he should continue, and you should continue going to that body. Not be discouraged of going to that body, because that's what happens to people. When the referee warns you for going low blow and you know that that shit is not low, you what can you do about it? It's just you against the ref, against the fighter too. So you got to fight the ref and the damn fighter. So what are you going to do? That's going to mess up your game plan if it's just to go to the body against somebody that's trickier, sneakier, quicker, faster, and technically better. That's a problem. So, again, I can't make this up. I just showed this to my boy Showbiz. He was like, what? I just saw it, and it trips me out. I have to share it with you. You guys tell me what you think of the same ref helping Alexander Usyk in the fight, in the rematch against Anthony Joshua, and in this fight with Daniel Dubois. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!